Hey, in this video, I am doing zigzag cornrows to the back, two different designs of cornrow zigzags, as you can see. And I'm starting off with pre-parted cornrows that I did a couple days ago. I did those cornrows to basically have the foundation of how I wanted it to go back, as far as the size and width. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I always say pre-part before doing a hairstyle. It makes the style go quickly. It's very helpful for a beginner braider because you know how you want the portions to be and make sure that it's all the same size as far as the parting. So yeah, pre-parting is definitely what you want to do when creating any hairstyle. So now you see me creating zigzag. Of course, I had to detangle. You will see me part a lot because I'm a bit of a perfectionist to my abilities of pre-parting. Or just parting. I just cannot have rinky-dinky parts. And if I do and you see it, I didn't see it when I did it. But for the most part, you're going to see me part quite a bit just because I want it to look nice and sleek. I want you to be able to recognize what I am doing or whatever I am designing. I want you to be able to see it from a far distance. So clean parts is what I focus on. The hair product that I use to part is Pure Neat Braid, which everything I'll have in the description box of what I used for this hairstyle. Of course, you guys know that I put product as needed. I don't necessarily saturate the whole shaft of the hair with braiding gel. One, because braiding gel is expensive, and two, because it's not necessary. So yeah, with his hair texture being like a 3A, 3B, I generally use a decent amount than I would with 4C hair because it's just, I need it to be as firm and grippable as possible because it can come off very slippery. So if you know, you know. So for this zigzag, you see I parted off. Now I'm beginning the cornrow. This cornrow goes from corner to corner. What I mean by that is I'm literally braiding it diagonally to the corner. Then that's when I curve and go towards the next corner of the next box. And then once I get to that corner, then I go down and do the next corner and braid it diagonally. So you'll see me just keep doing a diagonal turn, where with the other zigzag, I do more of a snake design where it's not from corner to corner. It's more straight, round, kind of like a snake, where this one is more of an actual zigzag. So yeah, that's pretty much how I do, but I wanted to really show you guys what I mean. And of course, by it being at the side of his head, it's not really showing corner to corner as much because it's a lot shorter on this first braid before I have to actually just braid it completely down. But you see, I'm just doing corner to corner, zigzag and away, not more of a snake type of design. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me if you're watching this on another platform other than YouTube, and yeah, comment below if you would try this hairstyle, if you like this hairstyle, what's some things you would have did differently, anything like that. If you want to know anything, just let me know in the comments below. But yeah, make sure you thumbs up this video. And yeah, that's pretty much, the gist of what I'm saying about the subscribing there. But anyway, as I go down and I'm braiding off the scalp, you want to always make sure you detangle. And you see me grab more product just so it'll be sleek as it's going into its braid. But you'll see me detangle because you do not want to braid tangled hair. One, it is not good when you're taking it down. And two, it just isn't cool. Like, it's just not gonna be looking polished. You'll see the knot in the braid. So yeah. Now you're going to see me start sectioning off for the more snake zigzag design. As I said before, these are two different zigzags in this hairstyle. I wanted to try something different. If you haven't watched my other zigzag ponytail, then what are you waiting for? Like, I need you to go watch that. But that one's actually on a girl. But anyway, I wanted to do something close to that as well, but straight to the back. So that is why I created this video for you guys to see how to achieve this look. As far as it being a pattern, it was just my idea. You literally can choose which type of zigzag you would like, or you can mimic this entire hairstyle. But for some, they may prefer the snake, which I'll probably do another zigzag cornrow to the back where it's snake, then the other one all zigzag instead of like how I did this one where it's like a snake-ish zigzag versus zigzag. So yeah, you'll probably see that in an upcoming video. Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I just wanted to try something different. And you see with these boxes or sections, they're a lot smaller compared to the first cornrow that I did. You want to make sure you have a ton of clips because you want to clip off each section prior to braiding it. You see, that is what I did with the first braid. That's what I'm going to do with the second. That's what I'm going to do with all these braids. I'm going to section them off with clips because as you braid, you're going to unclip as you get to each section, which you'll see me do shortly. But I just wanted to show you guys how, and as I section, I am putting product on it just to keep it nice and sleek and put together and not where it's kind of fluffy and blending in with the other part. I wanted it to look individually sectioned. So to help with that, the braiding gel definitely comes in clutch. If you are allergic to braiding gel, another alternative is shea butter. And that really helps with any flyaways or anything like that. His hair is blow dried, so you can do this on natural hair or blow dried hair. Or actually, it was blow dried, then he got it wet, then, so yeah, it's pretty much naturally stretched because I had those cornrows in prior to. So yeah, that's pretty much how his hair was stretched out. But generally, I have them blow dry because it's just a quicker process. But I can do hair on either or, naturally curly or stretched hair. Either way, I can make it work. But this hair is stretched because obviously it was sectioned into cornrows. But you see, I am just using that braiding gel to clean up the base, which is mainly what I use braiding gel for, cleaning up parts, cleaning up the base. So now you see me beginning the braid, and you see I have everything clipped off. And as I do the turn, you'll see me start to unclip things and really start to turn. And you'll see me clean up the parts because, like I said, I like the parts to be nice and clean. And sometimes while you're braiding, those little hairs, go into a section that it don't need to be going in. But I can always stop and like release my fingers and go right back into that same braid without it looking wonky. Some people don't have that type of, they can't do that, especially if you're a beginner. So that's why you want to make sure you always practice because you'll be able to see where you can start and where you can go from there. And you see I'm using all of my tools, my comb, my clips to really help achieve this look. So you definitely want to make sure you have a ton of clips. You want to make sure you have your combs handy and all of that good stuff. But you see I'm just curving it. I'm not really going towards diagonal, going towards the corner of each section. I'm just turning it as I go, cleaning up parts as I go, and that's pretty much how I achieve this look. Like I said, this is a pattern, so we'll be zigzag from corner to corner, then it'll be zigzag snake, zigzag corner to corner, zigzag snake, and you get that whole pattern just like that. As you guys know, I always give out a shout out now moving forward, letting you guys know that I see you guys subscribing, showing my appreciation. If I haven't shouted you out before, you never know when I will, because it's literally random. I don't go back and say, oh, I literally write a list down and I just check you guys off and try to get as many people as I can. If I don't shout you out, just individually, just know that I love you and I appreciate you. The first person I want to shout out is the exclusive loner. And the second one is don't get upset, but I'm trying to pronounce it the best way I can that moves forward for everybody. But the second one is Joe Tiona P. The third, Jada Faze. The fourth, Raymond Gibbon. The fifth, King J. And yeah, I just want to show you guys support and let you know that I see you. If you want to be in an exclusive video for my members only, join the Gym Fam. You'll see all of the behind the scenes and getting to know me videos that I will be posting. So you guys will be like, oh, I can get to know her, and any real tips and tricks that I like to do that I just think that you guys just, need to know. So y'all go ahead and become a Gym family member so you can get all these great things from me. So yeah, I just want to spend my time and give some gratitude. I thank everybody for subscribing to me. If you haven't subscribed, again, subscribe. You never know if you'll be the next person I shout out in my next video. But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys. I really want to thank you guys for supporting me and rocking with me. If you've been rocking from the beginning, just know that I see you and I love you. If you've been rocking with me just now, just know I see you and I love you. It's all love, and I thank you for all the support. So yeah, I just wanted to show up a little love, give y'all a little, let you know that I see you. Thanks for the love. Now, I got to tell you how to take care of this hairstyle. So, if you want longevity with this hairstyle, you want to wear a shower cap when bathing and showering. You can get it wet. With his hair texture, it should probably last 2.5 weeks if he wears a do-rag every night and a shower cap every time he bathes or shower. If he gets it wet, he needs to moisturize it. You need to moisturize it in general. So if it's for 2 weeks, you need to moisturize it at least once or twice a week. But you want to really make sure that you're tying it down. If you get it wet, make sure you blow dry it like on a low temperature, or let it air dry throughout the day if it's early in the day. I do not recommend getting your hair wet before, you go to bed. That is not a good idea, because you're going to create mildew on your braids, and that's just not cool, and it's going to be stinking and all that good stuff. So you want to make sure that your hair is dry all the way before you put that do-rag on. And I say a do-rag, not a bonnet. A do-rag or a scarf, something that lays onto the braids, not just put into something like a bonnet. A bonnet is like a no. It's not going to keep this hair from frizzing. And his hair texture, because he is 3A, it frizzes very quickly. He almost looked like Jim Jones. Y'all know Jim Jones used to have his hair braided, and it always looked like he been sleeping on his hair for days. Like, literally, that's how his hair texture is. It's Jim Jones hair texture. So it's like a 3A, 2A. It's the looser curl, if you will. So he really has to make sure he wears a bonnet, not a bonnet, but a scarf and a do-rag at night, and make sure he protected when showering, just to minimize the frizz. And the products that I use also help with frizz, and that's why I love the products that I use. And I also love the products that I use because they haven't caused any allergic reaction with any of my clients. So make sure you drop down the description. I love to order my braiding gel because it just comes right to the door. I don't have to worry about anything. I love to order my hair products because I don't have to worry about going out into these streets trying to look and search for whatever I'm looking for. And I get a nice little deal. So y'all go ahead and do that as well. I have all the links below. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys how to keep maintenance of this hairstyle, because that's the most important thing. It's not a protective style if you're not taking care of it. And when I mean taking care of it, I mean moisturizing it, making sure it's protected, etc. So yeah, and if you happen to get in chlorine water or anything like that, and this is summertime hairstyle, You want to make sure you wash it out. Just take the shampoo and rub it throughout the parts gently, or tap it through, and then or just rinse it out. And like I said, let it air dry or blow dry. And then go right on with a bonnet. Not a bonnet. Why do I keep saying bonnet? But go right on with a scarf or a durag. So yeah, that's how you take care of this hairstyle. And I also want to say at the end, I put like my finishing touches on it, which you'll see on how this hairstyle also lasts for his hair texture. I also want to say when doing this hairstyle, make sure you're firm, but not braiding tight, especially when doing them curves, because you can create bumps and hair loss. So make sure it's not too tight, but just firmly, not tight enough, not extremely tight where the person cannot think straight, head is throbbing super bad. You want to make sure you're firm when doing your braids and making sure you're being careful when turning. I know for me, sometimes when I turn and braid, I tighten up grip, so I have to be really conscious of that. And as I was doing this hair, I was really making sure I was conscious of that. I did speed this video up, so it may come off as rough, but when you see I slow it down, it don't look nowhere near like that. So yeah, if you think, oh, it's just being rough, I'm really not being rough with him at all. I'm also on a step stool. Believe it or not, this guy is like 6'10", 6'9". Ain't that crazy? Imagine being 5'8" on a step stool trying to get to the top of this head. But while I am talking about being tight, have you ever had a hairstyle that was so tight to the point where you just could not think straight? Like you was over here like, oh my goodness, I can't think straight. What did you do? Did you put water on it? Did you take it down? Did you call the stylist, make him do it over? What did you do when you had a very tight hairstyle? If you want to know what I did, just find the video. I'll have it in my hair talk section talking about my hair experience that I had when my hair was braided super tight and what I did to like combat, like try to get myself together. So, but leave it in the comments below. Let me know if you ever had your braids so tight that your freaking head felt like it was about to like pop like a pimple, or was it just, did it go down? Like, did it feel better the next day? What did you do? What was a remedy that you did? Did you take it down? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I just was like, let me try to see, let's get a little conversation going up in here. And I just want to know, or what's a horror story that you had about what happened with tight hair? Because I know some people actually keep it in and then lose their hair after. So what did you do? And if you were somebody that left it in, did you lose your hair? So that's the question I got for this video. And I think I'm going to be throwing out some more questions in most of my videos just to hear, so we can share, so we can try not to let these things happen. So now that I am done braiding, I am going in with, some grease, and I'm just slopping it around. I know you're like, oh my God, that's a lot, but you see I'm dragging it all the way down. I always oil my client's scalp after, just because you want to make sure they're nice and set for at least a week. That's why I glob it on. I want it to feel good. I want it to have all the good moisturizing throughout the scalp, and I just rub it in. Then with his hair texture specifically, I go in with Got To Be spray or some type of spritz, and then I go over it with olive oil sheen, and here's the finished product. But I use all those things just to make sure it stays in place and lasts a long time. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can now click my mail playlist right here, right now, and I'll see you on the next one. Toodles.